Okay, okay, sir.
Good evening, everyone. This is Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Latur MS India organizing daily international. In this series, speakers are invited from India and abroad. This series accepts the topic from education, law, health, environment, technology, etc. Series is running last 5 years, and speakers are invited from India and abroad. Today, on 25th July, we have invited Eniya Mahendran ma'am from Edtech Marketing Strategist, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India. I welcome you, ma'am, from our organization and from all the participants, those who are joined here. And the topic is how autonomous colleges can fix the skill gap without overhauling everything. So, to have a higher graded college or autonomous college, we have a grade, increased grade. How the colleges can fix the skill gap because skills are needed nowadays, and she will explain in next session. I welcome you, ma'am, and request you, you can start your speech now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. My name is Eniya. I work with colleges across Tamil Nadu. Now I'm currently working on Tamil Nadu, but we are expanding to all over India and overseas also. Like we are working on closing the exact gap. We are going to talk about today, like what the gap the colleges are facing between students are facing between the employment and their education system. So like that I'm going to start that. My screen is presentable. My screen is visible, sir. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you for this opportunity. Here is what I want to open with. Your placement cell can run 100 drives a year and still lose students at the interview stages, not because they lack skills, but because nobody in your institution ever finds out what actually happened in the interview room. Think about your college for a second. When a student get rejected in round two, where does that information goes? Does it reach the faculty who taught the subject? Does it reach whoever designing next year's syllabus? For most colleges I have spoken with across Coimbatore, Erode, Salem, Chennai, Madurai, the answer is nowhere. The question just disappears. It goes nowhere. Like why the students get rejected, it stays between the students and the company. Nobody knows why the student get rejected. So that is the biggest skill gap that we are currently facing in all the colleges, institutions, when it's come to getting placed and studying in the college. If you are a principal or a placement officer, you already know this. You're the one fielding the awkward questions when placement numbers doesn't match expectations. If you're a faculty, you have probably felt the disconnect between what you teach and what gets asked in interviews. And if you're a student, you have lived this. Like you have lived the moment, when you get rejected. Like when I was doing my MBA on engineering, like I felt that awkwardness when I was getting rejected, when I said no, and when I didn't receive any get back call from the company when I got interviewed. Like those things made me feel like that my skill is not matched with what they want. So you have been rejected and never really know why. So here we have three sections that I want to talk most. The cost one is the placement numbers that don't hold up. Placement percentages looks fine in the annual report, but it hides interview to offer ratios that are quietly getting worse every year because nobody's tracking why students are dropping out at round 1, 2, 3, or 4. Sometimes students will get rejected in the round 1 itself because they don't have the technical skills to crack the aptitude exam. Some persons will get some students will get rejected in um, group discussion because they will not align with the team. Some students will get failed in the interview with the HR because their negotiation skills were bad, or they will be saying yes to everything, or they don't match the expectations that the companies want from the students. So that is the thing, that is the major thing where the students get rejected. And the cause too is employer trust erodes slowly, then all at once. Here I want to talk about the recruiters that don't complain the first time a batch underperforms. They just quietly move your college lower on next year's visit list. By the time a college notice fewer companies are showing up, the damage is already 2 years old. So that is the thing. Cost 3 years, it compounds every single semester. Industries expect shift every 6 to 12 months. Most curriculum reviews happen every 3 to 5 years. The that gap doesn't stay the same size. It grows semesters after semesters until a graduating batches years behind what the market actually wants. So the real problem was never our students aren't skilled enough. The real problem is that nobody in the institution owns a loop what happens in an interview room and what happens in a classroom. That's a blind spot. That the blind spot that nobody literally don't know, like what we have to do and where we have to fix the gap that exists between the college and the company. Like, here is the fix that I want to talk.
You are not audible, ma'am.
You are not audible, ma'am.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Like I faced the
No
network
problem.
issue,
No,
so I
you can continue. You can continue. No problem.
yeah. Like I want to pause and say something clearly. This is not a criticism of teachers, and it's not a criticism of placement officers. Everyone in the system is doing their job well. Faculties are teaching their syllabus they were given. Placement officers are running drives efficiently. The problem is that the system was never designed to connect these two groups in a real time. Think about it structurally. A curriculum committee meets one every few years. A placement drive happens once or twice a year. There is no meeting, no form, no process. Where what happened in an interview this reason formally reaches what we teach next year. It's not a people problem, it's a missing connection. And a missing connection doesn't get fixed working hard. They get fixed by someone owning the connection itself. Uh, let me walk through the actual student, not a real name, but this pattern repeats at almost every colleges I have spoken with. Say it's a third year student, decent academic record, 7.5 CGPA, 7.5 CGPA. She sits for six interviews in a placement season, gets rejected in. It's not about teaching runs a fixed rhythm instead of occasional one. Let me give you the three signs your college already has this blind spot. Check these off in your head. Um, Sign one, your placement percentage is stable or fine, but the quality of offers, pay, company tire has been quietly slipping. That's the blind spot because a stable number is hiding a declining trend underneath it. Sign two, your placement officer can tell you how many students got rejected, but not why. Beyond communication skills or technical gap, vague labels, not specifics. If they're the ones without this gap, they are the ones without this gap, they are the ones where it most hidden because a strong brand covers for it for years. A well-known college can coast on reputation alone while the actual placement quality erodes underneath and nobody questions it until enrollment or ranking suddenly dip. The colleges that fix this early are usually the one who felt the pressure first. Tier 2 and Tier 3 institutions competing hard for every placement. Ironically, that pressure is an advantage. It forces the fix sooner. One more frame, we move on. Everyone treats placement as the last step of a student's college journey. Something that happened in 4 years. Semester 2, I had argued placement is actually the first step of the next cohort journey because everything that happens that interview room should shape what year one students get taught next. Most colleges treating it as a ending. The colleges solving this treat it as a beginning. The colleges solve this treat it as a beginning. Let's talk about the myth of soft skill training for a second. Every college already tries to fix this with the soft skill classes, personality development module, and some kind of finishing school bolted onto final semester. Here is a problem that's treating a data problem with a training solution. You can't train what you haven't diagnosed. If you don't know the 40% of your rejection happening at the applied question stage, not the communication stage, you are running the wrong training entirely. Expensive, well intentioned, and aimed at the wrong target. A quick math point because numbers make this land. Say your college runs 300 student placement season. If even 50% are rejected for a reason that repeat the same gap showing up again and again, that's 45 students carrying the exact same fixable problem silently, one interview room at a time. Nobody sees the 45. Everyone only sees their own rejection. That's what a blind spot does. It hides a pattern by scattering it across individuals. Here is a question I ask every principal I talk to. If I asked your placement officer right now off the top of their head, what single most common reason your student get rejected in final rounds, could they answer in one sentence? No, not a report, not a spreadsheet. They have to go to actually comes from. This year's placement season is already generating this exact data right now in real time while we are talking. Every rejection this season is a data point about what to fix for the next cohort. If nobody is capturing it, the season lesson just evaporate. And this season's lessons just evaporate, and next year students walk into the same interview room making the same mistakes as this year's. The cost of waiting isn't neutral, it's actively losing a year's worth of free diagnostic information every season. You can't capture it. Let me address the objection. I know some of your thinking. Some of your thinking, we already have a alumni network. We already get feedback from graduates. Fair enough. But alumni feedback comes 18 months, 2 years after the fact. By the time an alumnus tells you, I wish I had learned X skills, three more cohorts I have already walked through the same gap. Alumni feedback is a mirror looking backward. What I'm describing is an outcome recorded as a number, not reviewed as an event. One system treats a bad outcome as information, the others treat it as a statistic. The difference alone is the most of what separates that improve year over separate colleges that improve year over year from colleges that stay flat. Here is the part that should feel uncomfortable, but and I mean that constructively. If your college has been running placement drives that same way for 4, 6, 7 years, same process, same post drive report, same attitude, you ask yourself honestly, has your interview to offer ratio actually improved in the time, or has it just stayed roughly the same while you told yourself it was fine? Flat isn't safe. Flat in a market where industry expectations move every 6 months is quietly falling behind. Standing still is a friend form of losing ground. One more angle, the parent and the ranking angle. Since this affect enrollment too, parents choosing a college today are more informed than they were 5 years ago. They are checking placement percentages, but increasingly also which companies visit and what the actual packages look like, not just handle not just the headline number. NAC and NIRF rankings are shifting the same way. Outcome weighted, not just infrastructures weighted. A college that closes this loop isn't fixing. A college that closes this loop isn't just fixing placement quietly in the background, it's protecting its enrollment pipeline and it's tracking trajectory at the same point. This isn't a placement cell problem, it's a institution wide problem wearing a placement cell costume. This is the part I can't fully teach in the 35 minutes of this webinar, because it's not a framework, it's a system we have actually built. That's what I want to show you the next. Before I show you what it costs, let me show why it stays invisible for so long. Here is the thing about the blind spot. By definition, you can't see them from inside the system. Your placement officer isn't hiding this. Your principal isn't ignoring it. Every Everyone is looking at the data they have. Placement percentages, number of companies visited, offers made. Those numbers are real. They are just incomplete. It's like checking a patient's temperature and declaring them healthy, accurate, but measuring the wrong thing to catch what's actually going wrong. And here is why it takes years to notice. A single bad placement season looks like an anomaly. Tough year, market was slow, dispatch was weaker. Everyone has a story ready for one bad year. It's only the third or fourth year of the same quiet decline that anyone start asking a structural question. By then, you're not fixing one's cohort problems. You're fixing a habit that the institution was built without realizing it. So before we get into what actually it's cost, one framing to hold on. What I'm about to walk through isn't a list of problems you're going through, a list of problems you're doing wrong. It's a list of things that are currently invisible to everyone in the system, including the people whose job is to watch for them. Not That's not a criticism. It's just what happens when nobody owns the loop. Let's make it visible. So, if you are a principal, placement officer, or academic head listening to this or thinking this is exactly what's happening at my college, hold on that I'm going to tell you what to do about in the next few minutes. Handle with the team, everything will teach them in the application. We'll do it. We don't have any faculties to do that. Students can do on their own. They can learn with AI. So they will apply in their companies. When the interview gets selected, they can apply in their companies. Companies will not spend 30 days, 60 days to train the new joinee. They will have to train them for just 15 days to know what are the things between the company, the employer wants to, the new joinee wants to know. That will be the short time. They have to spend much time on the resources they have selected.
Yeah, that is very right, because unless, because many of the students are having a view that what they are learning in the college, it doesn't work in a practical aspect. They have to learn something else, and then they're working on something else. So it is happening, nowadays, and we have to be very cautious about this, because whatever the education they are taking, their practical aspect, they should be thorough, and then only they can show, their skills in the, further aspects. And nowadays, my Bharat portal is also, giving some experiential learning. So please, motivate students to participate in on my Bharat portal. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sir. Your experience in interview competitions, so that why your experience in this field is high, so that you have interviewed the candidate and what the problem they have observed from them you have discussed here. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Now there is a chat box. There is a problem, a question in the chat box by Shiv Kumar sir. Do you train MBA students for jobs? Kindly answer. Do you train MBA students for jobs? If you are here, if you have not left the meeting due to the network issue, you can answer it. Sir, I will communicate to her your question, and we will definitely get the answer, I will communicate it to you, sir.
Would it be, good evening, Professor Principal, sir. Good evening. Would it be possible to get our communication details?
Yes, sir. Why not? I will give you. Okay.
Kindly share it with me, sir.
You can fill the feedback link so that I will answer you. I get your contact number. Okay.
Yeah, I filled the feedback.
Today's feedback link. Yeah, no problem. I will
Just
remember it. And I will give the details.
Yeah.
If you have time, then I will give her contact number also just now.
Yeah.
Sir, you can.
Kindly tell, sir.
Are you noting?
Yeah.
96
Ah.
77
Yeah.
16 11
Yeah.
44. Yes, please.
Yeah.
You can contact
Her name, sir? Her name?
Eniya, Eniya.
Okay.
Eniya Mahendran.
Okay, I'll contact. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Kindly and every day. Thank you, Dr. Sir. Thank you, Surya Prakash Rajji. Thank you all the people who are here. Priti Kumari Madam, David Singh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Madam, can you answer one question that our participants have asked? Are you there?
Sir.
Do you train MBA students for jobs? Do you train students for jobs?
Yes, sir. We will train all type of students, arts and science students, engineering students, MBA students. We have jobs for the MBA students. When once the application is launched, it's almost